We may start the session for today. Thank you very much for the very good participation. I'm Erinda Toska, Project Manager Move Grants, and here with me is Kovacevic, my colleague. We both work on this new grant mechanism that we are piloting during 2023. We are here today to promote the third call, which is dedicated to individuals in the region. And we would like to start by making a very short presentation of the guidance, then to give you space for questions and sharing of your ideas for mobility in the region. And to any question, any information that you need to know, as sound quality is bad.
Could you confirm if you can all hear us, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
It's okay. Good.
Yes, it's okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
If it's okay for you, we will share the screen in order to start with a short presentation of Move Grant, and then we will give you space for all the questions that you might have. Too much echo, let's say.
Okay.
We will try to fix.
Yes.
Maybe we can lower. No?
First speaker is bad, the second speaker is okay. So may just 1 second, please, to stop sharing.
We will try to fix this better.
Okay.
No.
Which one? Okay. Is it better?
Let's hope it is better. So we will start our presentation, as we said, in order to give you an overall idea of what this Move Grant is, what is the opportunities that we may support for individuals in the region, and then we may continue with Q&As and additional information. So for the people that don't know yet, we are the Western Balkans Fund. We are an intergovernmental organization established by the Ministries of Foreign Affairs of Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, Montenegro, North Macedonia, and Serbia. And we have a mission to support people-to-people projects and to support common projects and people-to-people links in the Western Balkan regions. We are a regionally owned organization. Since we have a strategic objective to be a responsive, context-driven organization and to diversify our grant mechanism for the organizations and for individuals, this year in 2023, we decided to tailor grants dedicated to individuals in the region, thinking that also individuals can be real actors in our region to change perceptions, to exchange experiences. So we think that individuals need to be supported through grants. And as for 2023, we are supporting mobility. So why is it called Move Grant? It is called Move Grant because it includes not only mobility, physical mobility of people, but also moving synergies, mindset, cultures, and ideas, bringing positive change to our region. And the move is seen from our perspective as an organization that we need to move forward to adapt to the context and to the need of the regional actors, and also to the beneficiaries' perspective. We want people to move in the region and to discover as much as possible synergies, potential partnerships in the Western Balkans. So why did we open MOVE grants, and why is it dedicated to individuals? During our experience with civil society organizations, with the annual calls for 6 years now, we saw that there was a lack of support for mobility grant scheme in the region, and on the other hand, a high need for individuals to move. There is a high interest in the region. We have done a survey in December where 85% of respondents were keen to move in the region in order to have professional exchanges and many other activities that are happening in the Western Balkans. It is fully complementary to the annual call of WBF that is launched every year. And for 2023, we have a financial portfolio that goes up to 250,000 euros. We have already launched 2 calls in March and in June, and maybe some of you have already experienced the application process. And the 3rd call, October, is important for us because we need to see that the interest of individuals is still there. So for October call, individual grants may be up to 4,000 euros, and proposals may come for mobility that involve at least 2 contracting parties, meaning individuals that apply, they need in their proposal to explain where they are going, in which contracting parties of the Western Balkans region they are going. Local mobilities within their contracting parties are not allowed. So there should be cross-border mobility with at least one other contracting party. If your proposal of mobility involves more contracting parties, meaning if a professor wants to go from Belgrade to Montenegro, to Skopje, to Pristina, then his proposal will be scored more, will be evaluated in a positive way, because the regional dimension is stronger. So this is to keep in mind, please, during the preparation of your proposals. Who can apply for these grants? First of all, you need to have citizenship of one of the contracting parties of Western Balkan Fund. So from citizens from Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, Montenegro, North Macedonia, and Serbia. You need to be at least 18 years old on the day of the application, and also to be part or engaged in a legal public or non-public organization established in the region. When we say engaged, it can be also a student that is volunteering in an NGO, or a student that is studying at the university. You don't have to be employed, it's not obligatory, but you need to have an institution where you are anchored from your own country, your contracting party. So the areas of intervention where you can apply with your proposal for mobility in the region are very wide. We have left it as such because we have seen that actually we have individuals coming from all these areas of intervention. We have had proposals for mobility to participate in sport events, in art and culture, environmental, climate change, peace building, economic development, media, education, and scientific exchange. We have quite a high interest from education sector, but also we have a lot of artists coming with proposals, with really good ideas to go in the region, to present their work, to participate in regional activities that are happening. and to exchange, to have professional exchange with their peers in the region. So all these fields of interventions are available where you can see where you fit. This is why it is so wide. So the actions, we have some criteria that are very important to us because individuals may come with very good proposals, but they do not fit all the criteria that we need to have in place. So when you apply, you may propose up to 3 mobilities. This means that since the project lifespan is up to 6 months, you have 6 months of time where to organize your mobility or mobilities. If, for example, a researcher wants to go in 3 different contracting parties, for example, we have researchers from Kosovo that want to go to Belgrade, this is considered 1 mobility. If the researcher wants to go to Banja Luka in Bosnia and Herzegovina, this is considered 2nd mobility. And if he wants to go to Skopje, this is the 3rd mobility. But maximum, we can support up to 3 mobilities. Please be aware, do not be over-ambitious with your activities, with the days of mobility, because we see also the quality of the proposal and the feasibility of it. So it needs to be very well structured and argumented. Actions must have a clear regional relevance, meaning that it should be linked somehow to the region. Your proposal, your idea, it should have a regional argument. For example, a researcher that is doing a regional study may apply for mobility grant. But if you want just to move in the region for no scope, this is not seen as eligible. You need to have a very good objective that is related to the Western Balkans region and to the fact that you really need this mobility while you're going to other contracting parties. And this action is, as we said, limited to up to 6 months. These are considered short-term projects. Nevertheless, these are projects, meaning that you will have, if you are selected for a grant, you will have to report on all the expenses that you do. So please, when you write your proposal, be very specific in the cost that you will have. And the other criteria that is very important to us is that the action should take place in the Western Balkans region, since this is why we are supporting this mobility in the region. In very exceptional situations, when your mobility includes the promotion of highly effective models and cooperation of the region, activities that go beyond WBF, might be considered. For example, we have a present grantee who had done a project in the region defining all the paths for cycling. And this was very good. It was a very good project, also environment friendly, related also to sports, to physical activity, to the recognizing that there are a lot of cycling paths in the contracting parties. And this person applied to present this very good project to a conference in Turkey with an objective to include to advocacy and lobby for these cycling paths to be integrated in the European cycling maps. And for us, this is considered promotion of a very good project idea and cooperation in the Western Balkans region. But these are very rare cases, so be careful when you apply. We cannot just, for example, we have had proposals, very good proposals of musicians that just want to go and participate in a musical festival in Amsterdam or in Stockholm, but not relating it to any promotion of regional cooperation practice or with no regional relevance. So this is why it is important for us. The types of activities are very wide. You may see that there is a huge list. Nevertheless, it is not finished because we are in our pilot year and we want to see if you have any other type of activity that you propose. So if you see, you have study or research, training, internship, conference or event attendance, artistic cultural projects, field research, community engagement, sports projects, etc. So we support all of these types of activities. As we said, this should be regional, always. Eligibility of costs. So mobility grants are considered projects, but short-term projects and a little bit simplified in terms of costs that we cover. Meaning, what we cover is the transportation, the accommodation for the day of the activity or of the research, the allowance, the daily allowance. So it is a limited fee, it's 40 euros per day, that covers only the food that you may have to take for the days of the mobility. Registration fee that is linked only if you are participating to a conference where you need to pay a fee for participation. That is why it's called registration fee. Visibility cost, that is 7% of the budget that you will bring, and bank fees if applied. So the costs are very limited, meaning that ensures only your mobility and staying for the days of the activity. There are no payments for the people, for the grantees, for the ones that are doing the project. There are no costs for organization of activities, of workshops, whatsoever. So please keep this in mind, because we have had proposals that come with very good ideas, but they put the costs that are not eligible and we cannot support. And just something else, you can apply only for yourself, meaning the application is individual and you cannot apply for other people. Also in this case, we have had very good proposals of a person applying for herself and other 3 people, which is not possible. If 2 people want to do the same project, then they have to apply individually and maybe link it with the proposal of the other peer. As you see, this is the timeline. We are in October. We launched the call on the 5th of October and we close in June. The evaluation takes 40 days and then the contracting 20 days. So once you submit your proposal, when the application process is finished, you need to wait up to 60 days for the whole process to get the result. These are the steps of our evaluation process that shows that we have a very good evaluation process in place. Everything is accountable and all projects that are recommended are endorsed by the Ministries of Foreign Affairs. So this was the first info session that we are organizing. We have other 2 info sessions on 18th of October and 25th of October. And we will also be collecting questions through email, through the questions that you will do here today in order to publish them further on. So this was the presentation. Now we will stop the screen sharing. And I'd like to open the floor for any question that you might have, or if you want to share your idea of mobility in order to cross-check if this is possible or not. We already have a question. Okay, so how many days?
1 second, we have, let me just go all the way up. Okay, so Mr. Gashi first. I have a few questions when the Q&A comes, okay? How will the per diem be executed as salary in the end of each month, or we need to provide proof of purchases, food, drinks, etc.?
Okay, so as we said, we have this cost. We have transportation, accommodation, daily allowance, and registration fee. For transportation, accommodation, registration fee, whatever of this cost, they need to be justified with invoices. You need to keep all the invoices. Per diem is an exact fee that is 40 euros per day, and they are related to the days of research or of the activity that you will have. So the per diem is a calculated fee for all the days of the mobility, and you will not justify, you will not give invoices of what you have eaten, what you have spent them for. It's just a minimal fee that we give for people to cover their food costs during the mobility. Does the mobility need to be continuous, or it can be, example, 1 month or 10 days in one city, then back home? Yes, it is possible. Yes, Elisabetta Weschreiter. Yes, it is possible. Mobilities can be separated and organized as per the activity that you are planning. For example, we have professors that are going to give lectures to host institutions from Tirana, for example, to Belgrade. They have planned 3 mobilities because they need to go 3 times to give these lectures. And these are in different time frames, meaning once in July, once in August, once in September. The important is that they need to be within the 6-month period.
Including the reporting.
Including the reporting activity, yes.
Can you show some of the mobilities? Okay.
Yes, of course. So I am giving some examples. I will give you some more. For example, one of the most, our grantees, some of our grantees are professors coming from universities that want to do professional exchange or research in other host universities in the region, or to go and give lectures, or to go and give training. We have, for example, young people, even students or young movie directors that want to participate in movie festivals, or in, we had a girl from Montenegro, a movie director, that wanted to participate to a conference on artificial intelligence on movies, for example, that was in Skopje. So she proposed a mobility from Montenegro to Skopje to participate to this regional conference. We have a journalist that is making a research on toxic masculinity, and he is traveling from Sarajevo to Belgrade, and from Sarajevo then to Montenegro to make his research. We have a photographer that is making a photo reportage in the region for interreligious couples, and then he will make an exposition out of this. We have researchers that want to make research on a certain topic that they feel it's regionally relevant, so they want to move in the region to go to organizations or institutions to make field research.
The cervical cancer.
Or, for example, we have medical, especially medical professors that want to have professional exchange or use laboratories in the region. So they apply to go, for example, we have a medical professor from Skopje that want to go to Belgrade because there is a very good laboratory for cancer research. So we are supporting. But these are all mobilities that work as projects, meaning that when they move, they keep all the invoices, that they keep everything in order for them to be reported.
How many days is the minimum for the mobility?
There is no limit for the moment. Nevertheless, it is not completely unlimited, meaning we have very good regional experience. And we've been working in the region for 7 years now. So when proposals come with an idea that is not very elaborated, and they ask for 40 days of mobility, but without giving good justification on how they will spend these 40 days, then we evaluate it negatively, or if the idea is selected, we cut down the days. So please be very careful in calculating the days of your mobility. If you need to do it for the research, you have to explain very thoroughly why you need this amount of days for the mobility. So there is no limit for the moment. The limit is the budget, meaning that you have 4,000 euros that you have to organize between the transportation, days that you will stay for the mobility, the per diem. So this is the limit.
But we don't have the minimum. We don't
have a limit of you may have, for example, two mobilities. On the first mobility, you want to have a 10 days mobility. For example, we have a professor that is doing a research on physical activity. It's a research and professional exchange. He's from Montenegro. He's going to Niš in Serbia. The first mobility, he has it, for example, 15 days, then he goes back home, and he goes once again after he has prepared the research for a final check, and he's staying other 5 days. So it depends on your proposal and your needs.
If I want to go to some organization to learn some skills that are important for artistic work, and they're willing to host me, but they do not have official programs like official workshops, seminars, educations, only can offer individual teaching, is this possible?
Okay, this is possible if the host organization prepares an agenda for your teaching days with very good justification what you are going to learn there, and in the end they need to give you a certification that they have provided you this training, etc. But this is possible. Yes, we are open to this kind of ideas.
Okay, when we will justify it with invoices, the reimbursement is made according to the invoices, or you have flat rates for accommodation, travel for every country, for example.
So we have flat rates actually for anyhow for our budget. Accommodation is up to 65 euros per night, and per diem is 40 euros per day. So these are flat. Nevertheless, for the per diems, we don't ask anything because that is personal. But for transportation, for accommodation, and if there is any registration fee if you participate to a conference, we ask for invoices. And it is very important to have them, the invoices and the proof of payment if you have paid by bank, for example. Just to give you an example, we have a researcher coming from Albania going to Kosovo. She's going to have 1 month research, 30 days in the Faculty of Social Sciences in Pristina. So she's going to stay there 30 days, and she has chosen, in order not to stay in a hotel, but to have an apartment, or the rent on the apartment. In order for this to be recognized by us as an eligible cost, she needs a rental contract and a payment by bank. Or you can also book through Airbnb platform, but you have the formal electronic invoice from the Airbnb platform. So transportation and accommodation and registration fee need to be justified with invoices. Yes.
Only just to mention that for travel, if you're traveling with your personal vehicle, we have a rate of how we calculate the amount that you're going to receive. So it is kilometers according to the Via Michelin website from one place to the other, multiplied with 0.22. So you will have a fixed amount that you're going to know how much you're going to receive if you're traveling with your personal vehicle. For the others, we take the bus tickets and so
on. Bus tickets, flight tickets, yes. Train ticket, whatever you
with
have.
With the proof of payment.
That justifies the mobility.
Okay, thank you for presentation. I would like to ask about the home and host organizations. Yes. Could you elaborate their role? Should they be part of the activity?
Okay, so thank you for the question. This is actually very important, meaning about the home organization, they do not have any role, meaning their role is only if you are selected, your proposal is selected for a grant. For example, if you are a civil servant from an institute, a public institute, and you want to have a professional exchange with a peer institute in the region, if you are selected for a grant, we ask for a certificate that you work there. Just a certificate. Or if you are a student and you are studying in a university, you want to go to another university for a research or for participating in a conference or training, we need just a certificate that you are a student in this university. So home institution is the only role that we ask for. For the host institution, is a little bit different, because actually the host institution will be the institution that is welcoming you. And by the end of your mobility, you will ask a letter of recognition, meaning that you were there, you participated for the exchange, or that you participated to the training. So the host institution, if you are selected for a grant, needs to give you a letter that you are actually invited to go there for the date of the mobility that you have selected. So this is why you do your proposal and you put your host institutions, you can put it for now as an idea, but we suggest you to contact them in order for it to be easier if you are selected. Because if you are selected, we will ask for the invitation letter. So host institutions need to know.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I have one question on a YouTube video posted on your website. It has been said that a call also is open for organization, would be open in autumn. Is it true, or the planning has changed? Thank you in advance.
Yes, it is true, meaning that this specific call is dedicated for individuals, but by mid-November, we expect our annual call for organizations to be published. So yes, it is true.
Is it possible to use rent a car for traveling?
Actually, this is not a foreseen cost, meaning that either you travel by means, meaning plane or private car, bus or train, but not rent a car. We have not this option. I'm sorry. Social media should be posted. Yes, visibility is something tailored by the proposal that you will have, meaning that we offer as cost 7% of the budget to be dedicated to visibility. For example, we have a trainer of basketball for disabled people, and he is traveling from North Macedonia to Serbia, and with the visibility budget that he had, he made a shirt with our logo, and he made some photos on social media, or we have people that they have made a banner or some flags. So it really depends from the activity that you have. So it is open, but social media, yes, it is. In the application form, we have foreseen it as well.
Is co-funding allowed?
Yes, it is allowed, meaning, of course, but just be careful and be aware that even your co-financing will be reported as per the budget lines that we support. It is part of the budget, so if we ask the invoices and supporting documents for the grant, we will ask also for your co-financing. So everything should be justified.
Is it possible to visit several hosts or several countries during one mobility?
So, yes, it is possible to visit several hosts and or several contracting parties, but they are considered different mobilities. For example, if you are a researcher and you want to go from Pristina to Sarajevo for your research, this is considered one mobility. From Pristina to Belgrade, this is considered second mobility. From Pristina to Tirana, third mobility, and this is the maximum that you can ask.
Okay, so I think we have exhausted the questions.
You can also
Speak
switch on
up,
your
yes.
your video and
in the meantime, I would like to show you just our website and how you can go to our online grant management system.
just
Okay.
a second.
For example, if I go to many universities in Kosovo, is this considered one mobility?
Stella, where are you from? Because
Albania.
it depends. I mean, if you're coming from Albania and your proposal is to go to Kosovo for a research on different universities in Kosovo, yes, it is considered one mobility. So the mobility from one contracting party to the other is considered one mobility, even though you may have trips around in the other contracting party.
In the city, so multiple cities.
Yes, multiple cities.
Yes. So I can visit 3 universities in 3 countries.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Okay. What is the
The cost for media present.
what is the registration fee mentioned in the application form?
Who is this?
Ledina.
Ledina, registration fee is only in the cases that you may participate in a conference, in a training, in an academy in the region that applies a fee for registration or for participation. For example, as I mentioned before, we had a young movie director that wanted to go to a conference, to a summit on artificial intelligence on the cinematography of the moment, and there the registration fee was 200 euros for the participation, and this is allowed. So this is the only registration fee that we recommend.
For media presentation, TV, radio could be considered for visibility.
Yes, Marco, they can be considered. The only thing is that the percentage, I mean, it is a limited percentage on visibility. For example, if your mobility is 1,000 euros in total, for example, only 7% of this sum is dedicated to visibility, not more. So in case of TV or radio, I don't know how much it costs, but you need to see the cost also, how much you can afford with this 7%. But we have, for example, we have also from their own initiatives, we have the journalists or the photographer that are very active on TV or radio, that you may do it from yourself as well, and use the visibility fee for something else, for a t-shirt, for a photo, for a banner, or for flags.
Could the project be extended if successful? For example, if it involves a YouTube channel?
So, Sarah, the project under the MOVE call cannot be extended, meaning that you can apply next year. Yes, if you are selected for this year, you can have a grant within 2023 call. Then you may apply next year, building up on the sustainability and the results of your project of 2023. It is possible. We don't, I mean, it is, yes, we have the only limit that we had, for example, because we had 3 calls for 2023. The selected grantees of the March call, that they got a grant, they could not apply for a grant in June or in October because they have already 1 grant for 2023. So you may receive 1 grant per year, let's say.
Another question, can we pay a contractor, for example, if we do a research and a need of graphic designer or a video editor?
So basically, if you need, the thing is, yes, you can, but you need the invoice for that and to be fully justified. Nevertheless, please be aware that only 7% of the budget is for visibility. So in our experience with all the proposals that we get, 7% of visibility is not a high amount. So please consider this. Video editor, even more, quite an amount. So it's a limited amount for visibility.
Yeah. We also invite you to speak up and open your mics in case if it's easier for you to communicate with us.
Or if you have any proposal or idea that you want to share with us and cross-check if it is eligible or if it is
Okay, so far I don't see.
So you feel more comfortable with the chat. Okay. So let's take a moment now to see where you can apply. Meaning you have, because you can apply through OGMS, that is an electronic system, and Hannah now will.
Yes, we just have one more question from Medina. If my project is selected as a winner, when we sign the contract in December or January, will I get the sum of grant and be transferred at the moment or part by part?
Thank you, Ledina, for the question. This is also very important. By the decision of our governing party, first of all, I want to tell you that the mobility that we support is 100% intensity. This means that if the proposal is very good, it has a very good regional dimension, it is well elaborated, we evaluate it well, we may support it 100%. So this is one thing to say. And the other thing is that if you are selected, yes, we estimate that we will sign contract in January, and as soon as the contract is signed, if the activity is starting immediately, we disburse 80% of the grants at the beginning and 20% after you have delivered all the invoices and the supporting documents. If, for example, you apply now, you get the grant, but your activity is not in January, but is in April, because you have one mobility, then we disburse the 80%, the first tranche, 1 month before the mobility. So it is well established as a logic of giving 80% before the activity and 20% after the reporting.
Stella has a question. Can I apply as a student and engaged in working at the same time, or should I decide only in one of my profiles?
Stella, you may apply deciding which of the profile you want to use. You can also present yourself as both as a student, as a working person. You just need to provide, when it will be asked, a certificate where you are anchored, either at the university or at the organization. I suggest more to choose the profile on which your proposal is prepared for. For example, if you are preparing a proposal for research or for an internship in a peer organization in the region, then it may be better to apply with the profile as a working person, or I don't know, but the proposal should be related to your profile. I mean, it cannot be something only personal. You may come from, I don't know, you work, for example, in an organization, but you want to go to a movie festival. No, it cannot happen like this. It should be related to your personal and professional background, the proposal.
Okay, so I don't see more questions. I think I can share now the screen. I'm going to take you first to our website. 1 second here, just to show you, once you entered westernbalkansfund.org, you have this big section where you can just press to go to the apply now and to go to our landing stage of our OGMS system. Here you have some background information on our October call, as well as all the annexes necessary that you can scan before opening up the application on our system. So you have the call for proposals, you have project application template, you have budget application template, and also the declaration for individual applicant that we require you to sign in order to recheck that and for you to confirm that all the information that you have provided us are true. And then once you scan this page, you can click on log in to the applicant portal. Here if you have not applied before, you need to register. And once you register, you will receive an email that will confirm your registration, and you can sign in to our OGMS system. Since I am already registered and I have already opened up, 1 second, I cannot see my screen fully because I have to stop the sharing, sorry. Again, I will take you to the application immediately, but not here. Okay, here. Okay, so this is what you're going to see once you open up your application. You have the open calls, and you will click on the October move call for proposals. You will open it. We have started this application, test application. So we go to the My Applications, Project Application. 1 second. And here you have full sections that we will require the information on, from the application information to the host entity information to description of the project. We have quite a limited number of words and characters that you're requesting. It is a simple, very simple application.
I think you can go through it by yourself. The only thing that is important is that for the moment, you don't need to deliver documents, for example, from your host institution, from your home institution. This will come only at the second stage, meaning that for now, you may apply, you may prepare your proposal and the budget, and sign the declaration of the applicant. That's it. This is what we ask. So for everything that you might need in the future, if you are selected, we will ask, for example, for the agenda of the activity that you have proposed to go, if you are selected, or for the invitation letter from the host institution that you have selected. So for now, it is very simple. You can apply. I just want to give one advice to the students, especially because in the June call, we had 2 students that applied for exchange. They wanted to come from North Macedonia to Albania to participate to some lectures in a specific topic. And they had not coordinated their proposal with the universities there where they wanted to go. Or if a student wants to make a research in a specific university, for example, they need to inform them, because it happened that they were selected, the idea were very good, but they could not manage to get the invitation letters in time. So at least inform the host institutions that you are applying, without asking anything, but just to inform. And then at the second stage, if you are selected, you can ask for additional documents.
And regarding the documents, I just want to stress that here you can, when you finish your application, you have this field here, documents, and you can download the declaration here, sign it, and then upload it on this very field. So it is also, you don't have to save it from the previous landing page.
Do you have any other question? I would like to hear more from you, if it's possible.
Yes. Maybe I can stop sharing. Okay. also just to say that we are receiving questions on our info email, info@westernbalkansfund.org. So in case you have any further questions, you need further elaboration after this meeting. If you want, you can meet us at our 2 other info sessions, or you can send an email as well.
Okay, I think we were very clear. Nevertheless, please, if you have any questions, just contact us, or you may also reflect on the information that you got today, and you may participate to the next info session.
Where on the applicant's portal should we upload documents of host? So you do not upload any documents of host right now. You do not ask for the host entity, you just ask the name, address, email, and the contact.
Yes. There is no need for any documents from the host institution at the moment of the application. Only if you are selected, we may ask you the invitation letter from their side. Can the host entity be an organization, university? Of course. Of course, it can be, and we have left it open, which will be the host entities that you might apply for, because, for example, we have sports institutes, we have universities, NGOs. For example, we have also a grantee that is going to make a research, and she is going to be hosted in a private company that is going also to provide training to her. But the idea is that it should be very well elaborated and justified.
You mentioned that 2 people can apply separately and link the idea. Could you elaborate?
Yes, thank you for being so careful. So, for example, we had the case of 2 professors from North Macedonia that wanted to participate in a conference in Serbia, the same conference. So they applied individually, but with the same title, meaning to connect the projects together, meaning that they are going together. But the application is individual.
Yes, and they were also presenting their joint papers, so they linked that within the application description that they are applying with someone else.
Yes.
If we go to mobility to learn from someone, we have to prove that it is important regionally for the future. Can you give some advice if you had such projects in the last calls?
Okay, for example, we have different types of projects, but I will give you 2 or 3 examples so you can. We have, as we said, we have medical professors going for research, laboratory research, and desk research in host universities, in host laboratories, where they get a lot of experience, and when they come back to their own contracting parties, they have a presentation of what they have learned. So this is regional for us. You have gone to another contracting party, you have got experience, training, skills, you come back and you have a presentation to your students, to your colleagues, to your peers. This is one. We have had, for example, a grantee from Serbia. Actually, he's a president of an association of people with disabilities, and they are doing a research. He is doing a research on the law of employment of people with disabilities. And he wants to make a comparative research of this law in the region. So he is going 3 contracting parties to see actually what is the law in the other neighboring contracting parties, to see what recommendations he can provide in his own contracting party. And this is another research. We have, for example, another interesting, it is I will take one from Bosnia and Herzegovina. There is a biologist and a researcher who wants to go and make field research for a specific endangered animal in a cross-border area between Bosnia and Herzegovina and Montenegro, in order to find if this endangered species is there, based on previous projects that they have done. So we are supporting this. Very important. It's linked to the nature, to environment. So this we are supporting as well.
Maybe I can just specifically to Amela, in case you're going to someone you're going to learn from, to give us an explanation, a good elaboration of why that someone is a good point for you to learn from, and also how you can transfer that knowledge that you gain back either home through a presentation of the skills that you're going to learn, or in some other contracting party.
Yes.
So that is also a regional link for us.
For example, we have a grantee from Bosnia and Herzegovina that we supported the mobility. She is a professor and a veterinary doctor. She participated in a symposium, the first animal reproduction symposium, and all the presentations that she did there and the skills she gained there, she's going to present them in Sarajevo and in Belgrade. So she combined the skills that she got in two different contracting parties. So whatever your proposal is for learning, for gaining skills, it will be much more evaluated positively if you transfer this knowledge home.
Or in another contracting party.
Or in another, yes.
It can also be online. It doesn't have to be necessarily
Yes, it depends really from the type of
yes. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think that this is it. Thank you very much for your participation. Please feel free to share this opportunity also with your peers, with your friends. We really hope to get proposals that are good ideas for the region. And we really hope to see you present also in our portal.
Yeah.
Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you.